Good evening. My name is Christine McMahon, and I have the privilege of serving as the CEO of the Fedcap Group. I'm sitting here reading about our history. I love history. I think it helps us to better understand today and to prepare for the future. Every time I read about all that Fedcap has done in the past 85 years, I'm deeply moved. What a legacy. Our company was founded by three men following World War I who could not find a job due to their disabilities. I wonder if those three men had any sense of how transformative Fedcap would be. Could they imagine that because of their tenacity, people who could not find work because of a disability would be able to get a job? During these past 8+ decades, it is remarkable how Fedcap has evolved. What was once just an idea of three men is now an international organization impacting the lives of 250,000 people each year. Our founders were so right. There have been such amazing stories to tell. Stories that reflect strength, courage, resilience, from our staff, our board, and our clients. And so it is with that tremendous history in the forefront of our minds that we welcome you to the 2020 celebration of the power of possible, stories that ignite your spirit.
My name is Jorge Alvarado. I'm a proud manager here at Fedcap's Breaking the Cycle in Maine. The journey to get from where I started to where I am now is not an easy one. I was born in Nicaragua, the third child of Jorge and Marina Alvarado. We moved to San Francisco when I was small. My parents were proud, hardworking people, but they still had a very hard time supporting their family. The years of struggle caught up with my father. He used to be such a fun dad until he started drinking and doing drugs. It seemed like overnight, my dad turned into a monster. I remember taking turns with my brothers at my parents' bedroom door, making sure that my mom wasn't getting hurt by my dad. He had hurt her many, many times, and we wanted to protect her. I remember I was 8 years old when my dad almost killed my brother. He had hit him in the back of the head with a metal curling bar. My brother had to get 26 stitches to the back of his head. That ended the nightmare. It took a while, but my dad was finally where he belonged, in prison. My oldest brother, Ernesto, started to change for the worse. As Ernesto was spinning out of control, my brother Fidel and I followed. I was only 12 the first time Ernesto gave me cocaine. I joined the gang and I thought I was invincible. In the 6th grade, I was expelled. My mother was at her wit's end. When I really think about my mom, it really hurts to know the type of life she's lived. Because to me, that lady is she's like an angel, because it's always been selfless, you know? She's worked all these hours, done all these things for us, and how did we repair? We made her life hell. We started with the drugs, we started with the alcohol, you know? We started being the aggressors just like my father. As much as I hated my dad, I ended up almost like him, trying to be like him, trying to mimic that lifestyle of drinking and drugs and, getting into problems. I've been kicked out of school many times. I've been in opportunity schools. I've been to Job Corps twice. I've been to jail. My life was pretty chaotic, it was nothing for me to wake up and start drinking. I was like, I don't care about my life. I don't care what I do. there was always that little seed that I knew that I was supposed to do something more. I've always had key people in my life that have kind of pointed me in the right direction. I remember one time I went to, it was like the youth ministry, and I had a bag of cocaine on me, and I was feeling real guilty, and I had told him, like, hey, he already knew I'd been struggling with this, and then for whatever reason, after the sermon, like, it really hit me, and so I gave him my bag, and like, so we flushed it, right? And I guess that was like the turning point. So I moved to Maine in 2006. I met a woman. I was in San Francisco. She was here in Holton, Maine, and we talked for like 6 months straight. And then I finally said, I want to come meet you, right? So I came here and I stayed with Leona for 7 days. I remember I tore up my plane ticket and I was like, I'm not ever going back, because I didn't want to go back. Even after telling Leona everything I had done, the life I had lived before, she still wanted to be there for me and motivate me and show me that I could have a different life. I remember when I moved to Maine, I couldn't get a job. I had my security trade certificate from Job Corps. There's no security here in Holton, Maine. There's no high-rise buildings. I struggled here, and at first I was like, well, what are you gonna do? I decided I want to go to school, and I decided that what I wanted to do is really help people like me. I saw college as a job. I saw it as, this is my piece to give something back to my family. In 2016, I was hired by Fedcap. I finally felt all my dedication was starting to bear fruit. I had a hunger inside me to grow professionally. In 2018, I was thrilled to be promoted to the team manager. Our team flourished. In January, I will have been with Fedcap for 4 years, and I just graduated one of the hardest courses I've ever undertaken, and I'm very proud of this award. It's for the Fedcap Leadership Academy. I've been here about 15 years. I've come a long way. I see that. Life is way better now, and I really give a lot of that credit to Leona, to continuing to motivate me and inspire me to be better. I think my future is just going to be so much brighter, continuing to work hard, continuing to try my best at everything I do.
I am so proud of Jorge and of all the staff at the Fedcap Group. Like Jorge, many of our 3,500 staff have been there. They've experienced their own personal story. They've wondered if they could take the next step. And because of this, I think our work is more authentic, sensitive, and non-judgmental. In addition to the incredible staff, we are so fortunate to have a group of talented and committed board members, including our Fedcap Group Board Chair, Mark O'Donoghue. Mark, I deeply appreciate your support and leadership over these many years. Your wisdom and your unwavering commitment to our mission have guided us through the best and the worst of times.
Thanks, Chris, and hello, everyone. Stories are wonderful things. They bring us along on someone else's journey and help us see life through someone else's eyes. They awaken us to the fact that very few people go through life unscathed. Almost everyone has experienced some degree of sorrow and pain that has changed their life, has made them stronger. Mark Legaspi is the chair of the Easter Seals New York Board of Directors. He, like the 110 board members of the many companies of the Fedcap Group, generously volunteers his time and talent. Every one of our board members makes a difference. I think that when you listen to Mark's story, when you take his journey with him, you will be in awe of where he is today.
My name is Mark Legaspi. I am the chair of the Board of Directors of Easter Seals New York. Many things contribute to an individual life and what really matters to them. For me, it was the day, summer day in August, changed everything. I was 37 years old at the time when it happened. My wife was pregnant at the time. My daughter was 3. My other daughter was 13. My wife mentioned to me to bring the motorcycle, take the motorcycle to work. So I took the bike to work, and on my way home, got into the accident. Because I don't remember the accident at all. I don't barely remember that day at all. Heading eastbound, the kid was heading westbound. I was sitting at a light, and the light turned green. I started to go. He cut in front of me, and my motorcycle went into his car. I must have broke my hand on impact. As I was going over the car, my chin hit the roof of the car, broke. I flew through the air. Yeah, flew through the air. And when I landed, I broke my pelvis and ripped all the muscles off my left leg, broke all the main arteries in the pelvic area. So the first 9 days, I don't remember at all. And they sent me to a rehabilitation center, and that what really made me think about life. Every single day that my 3-year-old would come and visit me, would ask me every day, "Daddy, when you coming home? When you coming home?" That to me was so emotional. I would cry every day. You know, because here you are, a 37-year-old man that you had the world, and now you have to learn everything all over again. And at that point, I'm like, all right, what do I have to do to get out of here? I'm looking at the other people that are in there, and in my own mind, I'm looking at them, and I'm like, they're not leaving. They're staying here. This is their last place. I'm lucky that I'm getting out of here. All I really wanted to do was to get better, to get out of there so I can provide for my family and do the things I needed to do for them. So it was definitely traumatizing, but it made me look at life completely different. Seeing everything that was going on in the nursing home and seeing all the things that I wanted to do, I wanted to give back. Something there said I have to give back. I want to be there for people that I can see that it's good and I'm bringing happiness to them, right? That one day, my friend Craig Ehrlich, he was the regional vice president of CVS. He was on the board of Easter Seals, and he comes to me and goes, "Mark, why don't you come to one of our schools, get involved, and I'll show you what it is." So he brought me up to the Bronx school. When I'm walking around the school, I'm looking at the school, it's just like any other preschool. It was like looking at my daughter's preschool, but every child here was special. There was something really special about them, and I'm one of the lucky ones that, I'm walking, right, and that I'm not in a wheelchair, and I'm not disabled, and I have healthy kids, and that touched me more than anything else, that I wanted to give back at that point to Easter Seals, to help the children, you know, and help people with disabilities. I was on the board of Easter Seals a couple of years later. At that time, I actually became the chairman of the Long Island board, and we sponsored a quadriplegic rugby team. It meant more to me to help them, because every time I see somebody in a wheelchair, that I think that could have been me. That I could have been in that position, and I'm not in that position, and I feel so lucky that I am in that position. And I feel honored that I'm here as a chairman of a not-for-profit, helping them do things. I do this work because it could have been me. I spend a lot of my time trying to engage new donors, either through a golf outing or through other kinds of fundraising, because I remember where I was. I know what really matters to me more than anything.
All of us, our board members and our staff, are here for one reason, and that is to make a measurable impact in the lives of the people we serve. Last year at our Gala, we introduced 5 bold goals, 5 areas where we are implementing innovative solutions to improve the long-term outcomes for children, for youth transitioning from foster care, people with disabilities, and people who have been previously incarcerated, people unemployed. One of these 5 bold goals involved youth going to college and graduating. One of the things that has always mattered to me is ensuring that the young people we serve are encouraged and supported to have big dreams, are inspired to finish high school, go to college, graduate, and have fulfilling careers. Hanifa is one such young person.
It's not easy being a teenager. And when you come from a family who's had a lot of pain, it's even harder. For these young people, sometimes the person you perceive is not the person they are inside, and it may take time to really understand them. Sometimes, like Hanifa, a senior at the Fedcap school, says, it just takes that special someone who really sees you for the person you are inside.
My name is Hanifa Edwards, and I am a senior at Fedcap School in New Jersey. I have 10 brothers and sisters, so you can imagine what life was like in our home. My mom raised us all alone, and it was not easy. My mom is where I get most of my strength. I am very close to her. She is very kind-hearted. She is very strong. She needed to be.
I am real proud of her. What happened in our family was hard, and it was tough on Hanifa. She was angry and had a nasty attitude. But once she got to the Fedcap school, she changed a lot. She has a better attitude. She is calmer. Instead of arguing, she walks away. I want her to go to college. I want her to be happy and successful.
I got a brother named Iroquois Moore. He was a victim of a drive-by shooting at the age of 20. I have a brother that went blind due to a seizure, and I have 2 brothers that was incarcerated 2 to 3 years each. I love my brothers, and what was happening to my family hurt my heart. It was so hard to watch my mom go through all of this pain. It impacted all areas of my life, mostly school. Focusing on school was really hard. I was angry, frustrated, and honestly, I hated school. I never got the sense that they cared if I learned anything or not. I argued with friends, other students, teachers, principals, you name it. They knew about my family, and it was like they already decided I was not worth the effort. I had a bad attitude problem and anger issues. I am not even sure to this day where all my anger came from. But I needed help, and I knew it. Finally, when I was 15, I was kicked out of school, sent to the Fedcap school. Everything was different. It was clean, it was safe, the teachers cared, and it was clear they wanted me to learn. For the first time, someone really saw me. Things didn't turn around right away. I was still angry and ready to argue with anyone, and I still had a very hard time focusing on school. Things really started to change during my internship at United Way.
Hanifa came into the internship motivated and ready to work. She showed a very good work ethic, but it was her leadership skills that really stood out. We had 6 kids at the internship, and Hanifa was soon delegating to others and encouraging her peers to resolve conflict and work together. She became a real leader.
After the internship, it became much easier for me to focus. I was given responsibility, and I took care of business. The teachers and counselors all offered lots of support, and slowly I started to see. First, I want to get my business degree, but eventually I want to get a PhD in psychology. I am so grateful to Fedcap School for helping me figure out what I wanted to do and encouraging me to go for it. I know that there are a lot of young people struggling just like me, angry, scared, and frustrated. I would say to them, don't give up. Find something that motivates you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You know, it really fills my heart that my mother is proud of me right now.
Wow, what a great night. While we could not be together in person, sharing this evening with you virtually has been wonderful. Thank you to our speakers, Jorge, Mark, and Hanifa, who showed such heart in telling their stories. And thanks to all of you who joined us. I hope that before you leave us tonight, you are willing to donate to the Fedcap Group. We are very good stewards of all donations, making the most of every dollar to produce a lasting impact. Thank you and good night.
How's everyone doing? Thank you for attending the gala.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you all so much for being here today.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, friends, for joining us tonight.
And celebrating this special accomplishment.
And thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
We appreciate your support.
Thanks for your support.
Thank you so much for your support to us this year.
This year and every year.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you for supporting Fedcap.
Go Fedcap.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you to everyone who joined us tonight.
It was great you could join us for the 2020 Gala.
I hope you had a wonderful time.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one.